The Go Higher podcast is provided by the High Program at Wayne State University. The High Program, helping individuals go higher.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Go Higher podcast, where we take on the tough and relevant subjects in everyone's lives and provide insight on how to respond, resolve, and re-inspire yourself and those around you. Summer can be both the worst of times and the best of times. Even though you may not have the responsibilities of school, you still have moments in between classes and work where you're going to be bored. And I mean mind-numbingly bored, giving you the option to do pretty much anything, which, considering how much there is to do, can be overwhelming. Today, we'll give you some ideas on how to get through summer without feeling like you're wasting time, and even giving you some activities that help you plan for the near future. We're going to start with activities that aren't very fun at all, but are more of a necessary task to minimize your stress during the summer and for the upcoming school year. While it's good to reduce stress, it's hardly anyone's favorite activity. Reshaping your cleaning routine to focus on tasks you might not usually do will leave you feeling more accomplished, take up more of the excessive free time that you have available. For instance, redecorating and reorganizing your room. Whether this means adopting minimalism or simply finding a new way to rearrange your closet and furniture, this is a task that will take up a considerable amount of time. It is important to keep in mind that this doesn't have to be done in one day, but rather can be spread throughout the week or even the month. Once you have a general sense of how you want to reorganize your room, take some time to figure out what you no longer need. Maybe it's some clothes in the back of the closet that you haven't worn since freshman year, or maybe it's books or your bookshelf that you haven't read since high school. Practically anything in good condition can be donated. Now that you have more time on your hands, make sure that you get the areas that you don't usually pay attention to under the bed, the window ledge, and even the blinds, knowing that you've done more than just a simple surface cleaning of your room will leave you feeling more accomplished and proud of your work when you're finished. If you're actually looking forward to the school year because of the structure it provides, make a schedule that gives a brief weekly or even daily outline of things you want to accomplish during these weeks before you head back to school. This will help you stick to a routine and keep you from falling into sheer boredom. A brief plan of these things you want to accomplish before the end of the year is a great way to motivate yourself and keep yourself focused on the future. The last two unfun but necessary tips are pretty obvious. First, work so that you have money next semester. Even if you have to stand behind a cash register for hours after your unpaid internship, making and saving money will leave you feeling confident and self-sufficient. Finally, do one thing a day that you don't want to do. I know it sounds terrible, but completing an activity that you were dreading will help you maintain self-discipline and will make your transition from summer back to school easier because you won't have to start the year with an unpracticed and significant lack of discipline. Now that we've gotten the more mundane activities out of the way, it's time to talk about summer activities that involve some sort of cognitive input. Summer is a great time to pick up a new hobby or to re-engage in old ones. Video games, making art, crafting, or even something that takes you outside like geocaching are great ways to pass the time and engage your mind at the same time. College requires a lot of reading, which leaves no time or desire to read much of anything else. Summer gives you the time to read whatever you want, even if it is a textbook. Reading about a topic you're interested in that doesn't align with your major is best done during breaks like the summer because of the amount of time you have, since you aren't studying at all or nearly as much than you would be during the school year. If you really want to challenge yourself, read on a topic that you don't necessarily agree with. I would recommend that you do some research to find scholarly articles and highly recommended books before diving in. Books with information are one thing, but books with information and a bias can turn you away rather quickly. Summer is a great time to invest in self-care and improvement because it allows you to focus on changing yourself for the better without distractions like last-minute assignments or meetings that you have to fit into your schedule. The lack of stress that comes with the arrival of summer is a great time to focus on your physical and mental health. Find things that allow you to relax and strengthen your body and mind. Writing down, addressing, and expelling any anxieties that you have about the future, going on a run or a walk to clear your head or think through things, even call up one of your friends who's a great listener, are all solid ways to get your mental health in check. If that's not enough, you can even see a therapist. They'll even work around your school schedule once that starts up again. Making time for yourself is difficult enough in college since most of your time is devoted to schoolwork or friends. The freedom of summer allows you to not only focus on yourself, but engage in certain routines that make your day a little brighter. Adding a step to your hygiene routine, like using a pleasant smelling body wash or taking the time to pick out an outfit that you really like instead of just throwing something on, are small ways that you can live in the moment of freedom that summer gives you. Bad habits are something we all do and are terribly difficult to get rid of. Pick some of yours and make a plan for how to get rid of them before the summer ends. You'll be grateful that you took the time to squash them while you had the chance. That sound means the key word of the day, hullabaloo. Hullabaloo is defined by Google Dictionary as a commotion or fuss and is an indicator of the atmosphere on campus just before and immediately after school starts. The commotion of getting school supplies, finding classes, and making sure that you're as prepared as possible all add up to the hullabaloo that is the first few weeks of school. As the school year is ending, everyone envisions relaxing and hanging out with family and friends without all the hullabaloo of school. Having picnics, impromptu camping trips, and even last-minute house parties and potlucks with your closest friends are all great ways to fill up the day of being surrounded by the ones we love. If you're looking to get out and about, the farmer's market or a weekly soccer game with some friends are great ways to get in a bit of fresh air and exercise before the day ends. If you're looking for something more hands-on, building or putting together something you need, such as a shelving unit or a bedside table to put your alarm clock on, are great starter projects. If you don't want to deal with the nightmare of putting together IKEA furniture, Home Depot, Target, and even Amazon all have great choices of easy DIY construction projects. As the school year starts to creep closer, plan an at-home or in-state vacation to get away from your hometown before you shoved back into the routine of things on the campus. Maybe trying some activities that seem as if they're strictly reserved for the summer, like kayaking, swimming in the lake, visiting a state park, or making s'mores. This will allow you to relax and clear your head before you have to start dealing with the stress of school. Within the last 2 weeks before school starts, make sure you have everything you need to get through the year, whether it's supplies, the schedule, coping methods for stress, and or pictures of your dog. Go into the school year feeling relaxed and prepared.
College can be difficult, but for some students, financial issues can make things impossible. The HIGH program at Wayne State University provides critical funds to students who are having major issues with basic needs like tuition, books, housing, and food. It's amazing, but just a few $100s at the right time can save a student from dropping out or from being homeless. Students should not have to decide between basic life needs and finishing their education. The HIGH program has connected hundreds of students with these basic needs and provided a light at the end of the tunnel for what amounts to the most difficult period of their young lives. If you would like to help, donations of any amount are welcome, and you can find all our information on highprogram.wayne.edu or at WSU High Program.